Alright guys, bringing you something a little bit different. This time we have a review of the Gundam Universe RX-78-2 Gundam, or I guess in this case, the RX-78-3 G3 Gundam. Now, if y'all know me for my GBO2 content, y'all know G3 is my favorite suit in that game. So when I saw this at Target, well, truth be told, it's been a while since I've given you guys a toy review, so you will be getting two here eventually. I have the fixed figuration Gundam Exia. So that's something you'll be getting soon. Be aware of that. But for now, we're bringing you this. Again, sorry it's been such a long time since I've gotten a toy review out. But these things are expensive and I am broke. So, anyway. Gundam Universe G3 Gundam. Only available at Target. I was just out with my mom one day and wanted to check to see what gunpla they had. They were wiped out, but they did have one box left and it was for this guy, so I picked them up. Now, G3 is going to be a little, obviously, colors different from the RX-78-2. White's replaced with gray. The red and the blues are replaced with this kind of lavendery color. So in terms of aesthetics, we shouldn't get this out the way. I really like the proportions of this. Like, the silhouette, the look, the aesthetic, the proportions. I really think that is just sick. I love it. I love it. Same thing, basically, same as the Zaku 2, which I do have here for comparison that I did a few months back. Really like the proportions of it. It's, well, usually the Gundam, the Universal Century designs are a bit on the chunkier side. You know, they're not nearly as slim as you'd find out of something from Double O or Age, but this guy's slimmed down, long legs like Kotoki, but still kind of fat, so to speak. So you get these big honking, clown feet. Some chunking, kind of long legs. I believe if we do the proportions out here. Yep, the legs are a good deal longer than the rest of the body and the torso. In terms of articulation, unfortunately, sorry to say, we're not going to get a lot out of this guy. He looks pretty good standing like this, but for an action figure, there's not a whole lot of action that he can do. So, starting up top, head. That's pretty mobile, as all things go. The thing is on just a single ball joint, and it's not a very tight one at that, so it'll do what it's a ball joint. It'll go 360. It'll go, there we go. It'll go 360, up and down, wiggle around, do whatever ball joint does. No giggity to speak of. Chest, what we got going on here. That's kind of all I get for a torso twist. Only the top bit of the waist actually moves here. And this guy doesn't have a core fighter. Nope, doesn't make sure I didn't miss anything. It doesn't have a core fighter or anything like that. So I'm kind of bugging about why this waist articulation is bad, but I'm not gonna say it's as much as you need. I would always prefer more. Now the arms are where things get a little they get sad, I'm afraid. So just a little bit of a wiggle there, which is, I suppose, is acceptable for an action figure. But when we get to this, it'll turn. Yes, sir. Then when we get to the elbow, that's all you're getting. You have a double joint in there. If I can make it work. You have a double joint in there. But because of the design of the arms, that's all you're going to be getting. Wrist does its usual thing. It's on a single ball joint. Nothing special there. 360. You already saw the butterfly joint there. So elbow sucks. Arms are subpar. And we will be comparing them to some of the gunpla I do have here. Alright, hips. I literally just opened the box today, so you're going to have to excuse me. Let's get a look at the mechanisms there. I don't think this guy can, no. That seems, I don't want to break it. So this seems to be all you can get out of the hips. So that's as far as you can get forward. Back? No premium butt flap. So that's about all you can get. In terms of splits, well, we're pretty good on split. Oh, no, there you go. The arms can go out that far. About that far, okay. So in terms of splits, that's more or less what we get. Knees. I haven't tried the knees yet, so this will be interesting, because I'm not sure how much. Really? That's it. I mean, once again, that's as much as you need, but it's only basically 90 degrees, maybe 95, 100 degrees. That's kind of sad, especially for a joint that's almost as big as the thigh. But again, these weren't exact. I think these are the thing about Gundam Universe, at least from the things I got so far, is that, with the exception of one, you know which one I'm talking about. I have here for comparison. It's about the action figure looking good standing there. I gotta say, this is a beautiful rendition of the G3. From the colors and the painting, which I think this is painted, I'm not sure it's molded, but from the painting, from the aesthetics, from the design, it is beautiful. When it comes to articulation, it is absolute dog water. So ankles, wiggle around, let's see what we get practically. Let's get this way. That's pretty good in that direction, all things considered. All right, not bad actually. How flat can I get? So you can go about starting to come off the ground there. So that's what we get. Again, going back to aesthetics, I just really like this little G3 decal right there. I really just like the way this thing looks. It has some Kotoki-inspired variation you'll see when we get to the weapons. And also, this chest kind of reminds me of the walking Gundam that they have in Japan right now. Not sure if I'm going to show a picture of it because I'm trashy when it comes to doing this. I'm just doing this through my phone here. Let me see. Do these things move at all? Nope. Thruster bells do not move whatsoever. So, moving on to the accessories. First things first. Gundam beam rifle. Now, let me actually do this real quick before I get too far ahead of myself. I have a couple of high grades and a master grade here. Well, technically it's the entry grade or first grade. No, don't fall apart on me, no! There we go. Alright, so here is the FG Gundam beam rifle for comparison. So just taking a look at it, it is a chunkster. I really, really dig the way this rifle looks. I really dig it. Unfortunately, handle doesn't move. Scope, if I can get this thing to focus, doesn't move. Just mention move you back a little. Get you not looking so janky. Well, you'll be fine there until I can get through with this. So that's what we get out of it. But really like the kind of gun metal painting. And I really just like the look. And, well, it's not exactly sleek. I said this is a chunkster. This definitely is more 70s inspired, but I do like the tip. You know, even this thing has more moving parts. Granted, it doesn't have a yellow part for the scope, but oh yeah, this also doesn't have a moving handle. Fair enough. Maybe I'll do a FG Gundam review if I ever buy and paint another one. Oh well, it's fine. Beam rifle, very nice. It comes with its own dedicated hand. Unfortunately, this is kind of a flaw with the FG suits. Not the FG suits, with the Gundam Universe suits, especially with the hands. It's that you will have to use this hand for both the beam sabers and the right beam rifle. Well, for the beam rifle and the beam saber. So this is actually pretty simple to put in there. Easy as. Swap the hand. No problems. This also comes with a standard holding hand, which they couldn't mirror on the right side, so they hate me specifically. This is specifically for the beam sabers, and you get this little adapter for putting on well, I'm not necessarily sure you can put on an action base, but maybe a Tamiya base, which I don't have any running around. And it has a shield. Very, very nice shield. Very nice shield. Absolutely lovely jubbly. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, hold on a second. Beam saber. Yes, yes. When I'm talking about Kotoki inspired, if I can put... See that little nub at the top of it? Actually, now that we're looking at this isn't the usual just cylindrical design. This is almost, this is more flat like you'd find out of the handle for a gun, or even most swords now, well, any days. Swords generally had kind of a flat, oval-shaped handle, so that just by feel you would know where the cutting edge was, you know what I mean? But on the Kotoki version of the RX-78-2, beam sabers had this little nub on top. So I'm happy they're kind of including some Kotoki-isms in here, from the leg to body ratio to, well, the torso, like I said, is more based off the walking Gundam, but still, Absolutely beautiful. Its articulation is crap. I love the way the arms look. Love the aesthetics of this thing. If they released a master grade with better articulation but looked like this, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I absolutely love it. Yeah, articulation on this thing is garbage, and beam saber is kind of... I mean, it's just a stick of plastic painted in fluorescent pink. So, I mean, I don't like as much as the regular beam sabers, but there you go. They go in the usual spot. Let me go ahead and take these boys out here so we can put them on. Alright, you see the two little slots over there. I'm not sure this has any particular, like, orientation. But okay, if I were Gundam, I would want my beam sabers like this. Alright, maybe not. I'll say, well, I try to force these in there. No, I'm just being dumb. I should be able to just force it in there. 1 second, boys. He said I don't want to break anything. There we go. There we go. That's how it's done. That fits. That fits. Okay, cool. Yep. Oops. Put it like that. There we go. That's how the beam sabers are supposed to go. Really does kind of look like a Toki's now that I'm looking at it like this. And let's go back to the beam rifle for a second, because I also have master grade here. Oops, master grade here of the 1.5 Gundam that I did a few months back. Take the hand off. All right. So, this is the 1.5 Gundam beam rifle. Kind of a janky little thing, I'll be honest with you. But I mean, the beam rifle gets the job done. And here is this guy's. Definitely chunkier. And the thing about the master grade is actually bigger than the Gundam universe. That's the thing. The Gundam universe lies somewhere between master grade and high grade, but it's definitely closer to master grade. Size comparisons will be coming here soon. Now that I think about it, let's go ahead and start putting the weapons on to get this started. Get the size comparison started. Or just general comparison. Shield, very nice shield. I do like it. This one piece is painted on. You can kind of tell because... if I can put this up here. Yeah, you can tell because some of the yellow got on the shield itself. Some of the yellow from the crest got on the purple plate. So you can tell that's painted, and painted very well. That is not easy to do. Let me see. There we go. We start running into problems. This is supposed to be held in the hand. I see. Because of the way this handle's situated, it's kind of hard to get this in the hole here. So you almost need to get it in the hand. Fascinating. Okay, cool. Whatever. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. That's kind of why I like doing these off the cuff, so to speak, so you can... probably, well, I can fail. If I can't get it on there, then we're just going to leave it to the side. And I'll figure out how to do it another time. It probably says in the instruction manual, but I do not want to exactly grab it. I think the instruction manual is like just 1 page, like 1 page long or something like that. I think we had similar issues trying to get one of Zaku's weapons in. I think we had trouble with its machine gun. I think that's what we had problems with. Forgot, it's been a while. But beam rifle, I can at least put into the hand. If I can get the hand out, there we are. Oh boy, this is chunky. Look at that. This would ooh, look at this boy. This is a chunkster. Look at that. I really do like this beam rifle. Have I said that before? I really like the beam rifle. Okay, there we are. Next, for some size comparisons. First up, we have the entry grade RX-78-2 Gundam. In terms of height, this is what you're going to get. Like I said, Gundam Universe is going to be bigger. In terms of aesthetics, well, you can see almost no detail whatsoever. Granted, I didn't paint it or do anything like that. Detail out the wazoo. Already compared to beam rifles. In terms of shields, I mean, the RX-72 shields and RX-72 shield. But that's a little different. It's definitely more square. It doesn't bulge out as much, kind of in the center bit here. Interesting the choices. The thing about the RX-78 is it's interesting the choices the individual designers choose to make. What do we have next? We have... There we go. You guys know this guy. The Gundam 1.5. So you saw that comparison with the beam rifle. This guy, despite being a good deal smaller, has the much chunkier beam rifle. And now all we need is the perfect grade. Perfect grade, at least our original perfect grade, we're good to go. And something I'm actually curious about. Can we get this rifle into your hand? Sorry, not the rifle, but the bazooka into your hand. That'll be kind of interesting to try. We'll give it a shot. No promises. Get everything out the way. Because this is off the cuff. I kind of just had this in the hand. First of all, can I even get you on the shoulder? You know, it doesn't look too big or anything like that. If I could get it in the hand... I don't think I can necessarily get it in this hand. Definitely not. I've had to cut this bit off. Could I get into that hand? Possibly. We can give it a shot. 1 second. Come on. There we go. You don't have to worry about stuff popping out. Okay, cool. Can I get this? Can I get this in? So one problem that I'm seeing, of course, this isn't meant to be, you know, cross-compatible. But if it is, I probably could, but again, I don't want to end up breaking the thumb off, but possible. It is possible. It's absolutely 100% possible. Come on. There we go. Get in there. Oh, yes. Still kind of upset that I couldn't get the shield in there, but there you go. Well, not the final size comparison. We do have the Gundam Universe Zaku. Jesus Christ. Now, this is my first time seeing these two together. You know, it's weird. In universe, the Gundam was obviously many times more powerful than the Zaku 2 was. But the Zaku 2 is so much chunkier than Gundam. It's crazy. I mean, Gundam was better, and it never had better firepower, better mobility, better armor. But look at this. You wouldn't know it by looking, would you? You would not know that by looking. All right, final Gundam Universe we have is this piece of shit. The Gundam Universe Exia. All right, let me do a quick review of the Gundam Universe Exia real quick. Garbage. It is awful. Do not buy it. Look, this is awful. This is awful. This makes me sad. As a Gundam Exia enthusiast, especially since, you know, I have that guy, that makes me very, very sad. Very sad indeed. All right. Final thoughts on the Gundam Universe G3 Gundam. I'm put you off screen so we can't actually see you. All right. Good points, bad points. It looks absolutely gorgeous. That's number one. It looks absolutely gorgeous from head to toe, even in the muted G3 color configuration. Absolutely beautiful. Cons, its articulation is garbage, and as with Gundam Universe stuff, its accessories can be a little on the weird side to use. It can be a little on the weird side to use. But, and I also, this is specifically the G3, was a Target exclusive, from what I understand. You will not find this anywhere else. Unless someone, you know, sold it on, you know, some third party sells something on Amazon. Would I recommend adding this to your collection? If you are an RX-78-2 enthusiast, and you want something that looks nice to stand on your shelf, this will do the trick. This isn't really something you can pose or put in dioramas or anything like that. It's a brick kit, which for RX-78 2, some of you might say is absolutely unacceptable, and I understand that. Absolutely understand that. This kit ain't a poser. I bought it for $20. If you can find it cheap, go for it. I think that it's pretty enough to warrant buying, but it can't pose for jack. Is what it is. But alright, guys. Thanks for joining me here. Oops. And I'll see you next time for the fixed figuration or 00 region Gundam Exia whenever I get around to doing that shit. Later, boys.